Welcome back, everyone. It's day 20, and we're still going with the Advent calendar on this sub-theme of wars and warmongers. So, obviously, there's a new Grand Admiral Thrawn toy, and that feels like a very obvious thing to open up and take a look at. This is based on his appearance in the Ahsoka series that aired on Disney Plus last year. And yeah, we have a whole bio on him right here.
The last unaccounted for Grand Admiral of the Imperial Navy, Thrawn is a brilliant military commander. Should he return to the galaxy, he has the potential to plunge the New Republic into war once again.
Anyway, this version of Thrawn is directly based off of Lars Mikkelsen here, who was his voice actor in Star Wars Rebels and who got to portray him in live action in the Ahsoka series. And yeah, I really enjoyed that depiction. So, let's get him open. Yeah, it's a good Thrawn. So let's open them up and let's take a look. So anyway, Thrawn comes with what a lot of these types of figures tend to come with, which, is just the standard issue pistol. Not much else, really. And yeah, taking a closer look at the figure here, you can see that we have this really, really well done likeness of Lars Mikkelsen right here. Like, just putting on my camera flash here, you can really see that, yeah, they went full on in the Lars likeness here. It also coincidentally does resemble a certain tech billionaire a little bit, but that's just a case of Lars's facial structure, just happening to have those resemblances itself. But yeah, it looks really good. Really good facial likeness, yeah. And doing some quick comparisons here, here's the last Grand Admiral Thrawn figure we got, which was based off of his depiction in Star Wars Rebels. And you can see that there are definitely some differences here, Obviously, one is that, this one is using a more standard Imperial officer buck for the most part. And this one here is more very much its own sculpt. Like, looking at it here, like Lars's Thrawn, when it shows up, like, he's not quite as skinny in the show, like, as Thrawn is traditionally traditionally portrayed. And you can see that here, that, yeah, like, it's its own sculpt here. They've got a little bit more of a more realistic bulk to him as a person. Legs are also completely new sculpt, and they're not double-jointed legs, you can see here. The shades of blue also are very obviously pretty different, too, looking at these figures. This one's got the much lighter shade that he had on Rebels. This one is closer to the actual live-action blue that they used. So yeah, we can just holster his pistol here, and let's take a look at posability. So yeah, posability here, we have ball-jointed neck. We also have a ball joint at the lower neck, too. So decent amount of posability there. Can get some good poses. Shoulders go up, down, around, and that's pretty much it for shoulder range of motion, I guess. Elbows are just single jointed elbows. They've really stepped down a little bit compared to the old officer body, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, so there's that. And then, yeah, we have a swivel here as well, too, above the elbow. And then we have wrist articulation. A little bit of up and down. Again, a lot of these wrist articulated figures here don't really allow for a lot with the sleeves. So it's not like he has a lot, but he has a little bit, I guess. Not too bad. Yeah, what else? We already saw here that we got this ball joint at the waist. Pretty standard thing. And as for the legs, we've got the cut in the skirt right here, which will allow the legs to go up to about here. Legs will also go up here. It's a soft skirt, so they will move a little bit. The skirt does contort when you do that. But yeah, that's the extent of that. And then we have nothing down here except right above the knees. We have a little bit of a swivel right there. And then we have about a 90-degree bend in the knees here. We don't have a boot swivel here. It's just on one solid bit. And then, of course, yeah, up and down. Left and right. But yeah, articulation-wise, it's not too bad. But having said that, if we pull at the old Thrawn figure here that I was talking about, you can see that this one, for instance, it's got better legs. The legs are less accurate. Like, they're definitely puffed out a little bit more in this one here, like the show model. But, these ones are definitely, slightly more articulated as far as legs go. Just look at all the extra joints that the original version of Thrawn had, and this one does not have any of those. Arms are about the same. Otherwise, articulation is actually, yeah, like the neck articulation is a little more in the new one. But yeah, like interesting just comparing. Granted, you're not really going to have Thrawn doing a lot of fancy schmancy, martial arts things. That's generally not something you associate with a character, even though he is very much trained in that sort of stuff. But yeah, that is Thrawn right there. Another comparison that I almost forgot to do, but really wanted to do because it's fun, is, well, now we have both the Mickelson brothers with their accurate facial likenesses in a Star Wars toy line. And it's pretty cool having both Lars and Mads next to each other. So yeah, you have that option of, brotherly antagonism, I suppose. So anyway, to give some final thoughts on Thrawn, what's there to say? I mean, this villainous foreigner is, a threat to the New Republic and the stability that it's trying to impose after, a period of darkness. It's very similar to reality, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's a decent figure of the Lars Mikkelsen incarnation of Thrawn. Not really much else to say. So with that said, this is going to be Techno signing off until the next day.